Good morning, sir. ¿Es usted Mario Gomez Lopez?
Sí.
Yes.
You are late for your hearing.
Usted llegó tarde a su audiencia.
The interpreter was here at 8:15, ready to interpret your case.
Estaba aquí a las 8:15 para interpretar su caso.
She waited around in her car for half an hour for you to show up.
Y esperó media hora en su vehículo para que usted cogiera.
And you come rolling in about 40 minutes late.
Llegó usted como 40 minutos tarde.
Oh, sí, entiendo. Lo que pasa, como yo me dijeron que no puedo manejar, entonces no encontraba mi writer y no encontraba, y hasta que encontré uno me trajo. No, no podía salir.
I couldn't leave since I can't drive. I was trying to find a ride and I couldn't get here until I was able to find a ride.
All right, we'll take care of our business now.
Vamos a proceder ahora.
Sí.
First, I'm going to swear in the interpreter.
Primero la intérprete va a presentarme.
Do you swear or affirm to the best of your ability you will interpret these matters from Spanish and English into Spanish?
I do.
Would you state your name, please?
Vivian Montero, Court Interpreter 18369.
You got a ticket in White Pigeon.
Usted recibió una multa en White Pigeon.
¿Mandé?
Usted recibió
For driving without a valid license.
Una multa en White Pigeon por manejar
Sí.
sin una licencia vigente.
Ajá.
And
Sí,
not having insurance.
Y no tener seguro de auto.
sí, me dijo, como no lo había checado, yo estaba rentando el auto y me di cuenta que me dijeron que ya estaba vencido. Y pues sí, reconozco que sí, no tengo de eso.
I was renting the vehicle and I didn't realize that it expired. I recognize that I don't have it.
The White Pigeon Village attorney has offered to dismiss both of those charges.
El agente del Ministerio Público de White Pigeon está ofertando desestimar ambos cargos.
Sí.
If you plead guilty to a lesser charge known as allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code.
Si usted es culpable a un cargo de gravedad reducido que se llama permitir a una persona manejar el vehículo que no tenía licencia.
That is a very generous plea offer.
Eso es un acuerdo muy generoso que están ofertando.
Ajá, sí.
The no proof of insurance charge carries a $150 fine.
El cargo de no seguro de auto conlleva una multa hasta $150.
And the village attorney is offering to dismiss that charge.
Y el agente del Ministerio Público está dispuesto a desestimar por su totalidad ese cargo.
He's turning the no operator's license
Va a reducir la gravedad del cargo de no licencia
into a charge called allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code.
que se llama permitir a otra persona quebrantar el código de vehículos motores.
It is a misdemeanor.
Sigue siendo delito menor.
Sí.
Yes.
But it's a very minor one.
Pero es mínimo.
It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail.
Conlleva una máxima penalidad posible hasta 90 días de cárcel.
And a fine of up to $100.
Una multa hasta $100.
Sí.
Yes.
but it carries no points and it
Pero no,
doesn't get abstracted to your driver's license.
no conlleva puntos y no se le informa al secretario del Estado.
Sí.
The fine will be $225.
La multa sería $225.
Are you willing to plead to that other charge?
¿Está dispuesto a contestar culpable al cargo de gravedad reducida?
Sí, sí.
Yeah.
Did anyone threaten you to get you to plead to that charge?
¿Alguien le amenazó para que contestara culpable?
No le entendí.
I didn't understand.
Did anybody threaten you to try to get you to plead guilty to that charge?
¿Alguien le amenazó para que usted contestara culpable a ese cargo?
Que si alguien me acusó,
¿Le amenazó?
no.
No.
All right. Do you understand that by pleading to this charge, you'll be giving up all the rights that were on the advice of rights, including the right to have a trial and the right to be represented attorney?
Usted entiende, al contestar culpable aquí hoy y resolver el caso, usted está renunciando su derecho de llevar el caso a juicio y todos los derechos que conlleva un juicio que está en ese papel que usted firmó, inclusive tener el derecho de que un abogado le representa. ¿Entiende usted eso?
No, casi no. No, pero solo vine o sea, reconozco todos mis errores nada más. Sí.
No, I don't understand. But I did come to recognize my error, my mistake.
All right. By entering this plea, I'm going to give you a fine.
Al contestar culpable, yo voy a imponer una multa.
And you will be giving up your right to have a trial.
Y usted está renunciando su derecho de llevar el caso a juicio.
Do you understand?
¿Entiende esa parte?
Es que yo casi no lo entiendo, pero si no sé, como digo, que
Don't
no lo entiendo
understand.
bien.
I don't understand well that part.
Because you showed up late,
Ya que usted llegó tarde,
the bailiffs did not give you your advice of rights sheet in Spanish.
no le dieron la hoja o notificación de derechos en español.
Which probably would have explained it better than what I just did.
Que
El de ahorita
lo
sí.
hubiese explicado mejor de lo que hice yo.
Del de ahorita sí me lo dieron la hoja.
Would you go get one of those, please?
Y si puede conseguir la otra hoja.
Acá la traigo.
I have it right here.
Oh, yes. Okay, very good. All right. Do you understand you're giving up all of those rights by entering this plea?
Usted entiende que está renunciando todos los derechos en la hoja al aceptar contestar culpable aquí. ¿Entiende eso?
Es renunciar los derechos, me dice.
I'm
es que
giving up my right. Your Honor, may the interpreter explain it in the words that you've used, but just to reformulate it a little bit?
Yes.
Señor, usted tiene dos opciones hoy. O contestar culpable y aceptar el acuerdo, o llevar el caso a juicio por un proceso largo. Juicio por juez o juicio por jurado. ¿Qué decide usted hoy?
No, sí, reconozco mis errores, o culpable sí soy.
Okay, I'm pleading guilty today. I recognize my mistake.
All right. Were you driving a car in White Pigeon on November 11th?
¿Usted estaba conduciendo un auto en White Pigeon el 11 de noviembre?
Sí.
Yes.
And do you have a valid driver's license?
¿Tiene usted una licencia de vigente de conducir?
No la traía, no lo traigo, no tengo.
I don't have one. I didn't have one, and I don't have one.
All right. That is a valid factual basis for this plea.
Esto forma la base fáctica para aceptar su contestación de culpable.
Sí, sí, sí.
I'm very pleased that you didn't drive here today and that you got a ride.
Me complace mucho que usted no manejó hasta aquí hoy, que alguien le dio viaje.
Sí, porque me prohibieron que no puedo manejar.
Because I was told it's prohibited, I can't drive.
All right. The fine is $100.
Multa 100.
And there's $125 of state costs.
Costo estatal 125.
So the total fine is $225.
La multa total de $5.
Sí, está bien, sí, voy a pagar.
Can you pay that today or do you need time to pay it?
Puede pagarlo hoy o necesita tiempo para pagarlo.
Hoy mismo lo puedo pagar.
I can pay it today, all.
All right, I'll have the court officer take you out and you can pay the fine.
El alguacil le va a llevar a la compañía para pagar la multa.
Oh, sí, está bien.
That's fine. I'll take your honor.
All right, you're free to go. Thank you, Vivian. Thank you for coming back in for us. All right, Mr. Robert, we're back to PECs.
And it might take a moment for the jail to get Nathan Deans pulled and in the Zoom room.
I'll call him here in a minute.
Okay.
So we've got Mr. Sisco, Nieves, Johnson, Geyer, Snyder. We are in very good shape. I've always liked your weeks.
Thank you.
They did every week. Yes. I always like Josh's week.
I always like Josh's week too.
Which is every week. So we got just these two matters to deal with. Now, Mr. Sisco has a felony case, which is set for today, and a couple of pretrials. So let's talk about all that. Good morning, sir. Are you Craig Sisco?
Yes, sir.
We've met, but I need to identify you for the record. You've got a felony case. Let's take a look at that one. The felony complaint alleges that you were at the Walmart store where everybody hangs out on November 20th, and you did resist or obstruct Jacob Gardner with the Sturgis Police Department. Also Adam Kreitz, and you also allegedly committed a retail fraud. Resisting obstructing, the two counts are felonies punishable by up to 2 years in prison and a fine of up to $2,000. You're also charged as a fourth habitual offender, which could make those up to 15 years imprisonment. Retail fraud stays as a misdemeanor, 93 days in jail maximum and a fine of $500 maximum. Mr. Joshua Robert, the Chief Assistant Prosecuting Attorney, is here, as well as your lawyer, Casey Strong. Mr. Robert, what's the status here?
There's a plea offer of attempt R&O and retail fraud third degree. The other counts will be dismissed. I believe he's going to enter a plea today.
All right, let's unpack that. Attempted resisting obstructing is a misdemeanor, one count rather than two, and no habitual. The maximum would be up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. The retail fraud charge would be a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. You also have two city cases of trespass. It's alleged that on September 24th, you trespassed in the city of Sturgis, and again on September 24th. Those is how the city of Sturgis deals with its homeless problem. They charge everybody with trespass. The city attorney has offered to dismiss one of those if you pled to the other one, and essentially just allow time served, which would be 11 days. Ms. Strong does not represent you in those matters, but she is here to make sure we're looking out for your rights. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Ms. Strong, you confirm the plea offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Sisco, are you going to plead to attempted resisting, obstructing, and a retail fraud?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anybody threaten you to get you to do that?
No.
Or promise you anything?
No.
Do you understand that if you do plead to this charge, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury? There will be no trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
If you had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by an attorney. Ms. Strong is here to represent you. You could also hire an attorney of your own choosing if you wished. If you had a trial, you'd have the right to be a witness on your own behalf. You'd have a right to take the witness stand and testify. But you don't have to, because you have an absolute right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury could not hold your silence against you. And finally, you'd have the right to be presumed innocent unless they were able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. So let's start with the Walmart case. Were you at the Walmart store on November 20th?
Yes, Your Honor.
And let's blow this up so I can see it. Did you put some items in your jacket, some hand warmers, floodlight, and some bandanas?
Yes, Your Honor.
$172.26. So the police stopped you for that?
Yep.
And then did you scuffle with them?
Not at first.
But
There was
then,
only one officer that was there at the time. The other one showed up after I was already on the ground. After Gardner had me on the ground, the other officer came in and stuck his boot in my head and everything. So
all right. Now, you already had an attempt R&O earlier this year, and we're on a payment plan. Let me pull those up. Do we know what's going on with Giselle Gonzalez?
Was he the one that showed up late?
It's a she.
Oh, no, I don't know.
Is she even here?
No, I believe she's not.
You've been waiting all this time for that? I apologize.
No, that's okay. I wasn't sure how long this court gave.
I didn't realize she wasn't here. You're here for the village?
I am.
Well, I'm gonna issue a bench warrant for her arrest. She's got several other problems. She owes $1,124 worth of unpaid fines and costs. She has a probation violation hearing set in January. When I get those files, I'm gonna issue bench warrants for her arrest with a 48-hour hold. I may just stay here for an hour. But no, she's not here, and thank you for coming down here on a snowy day.
No problem. Thank you, Your Honor.
Did the other translator case end up? Did you?
What?
Oh,
Who?
the other translator case? I was told he came in late.
He came in late.
Okay.
And he pled to a generous plea offer of $257,326. Casey will send you a bill for that.
I'm sure she will.
Let's talk about these trespass things. They allegedly occurred on the same day. Where were you at?
living with my dad at the time.
All right, where were you trespassing? Well, let's take a look at those.
I was on Walmart and Meijer,
All right,
just the property, just the parking lot in general.
and they told you not to come back there?
I'm not allowed in the store.
All right, so are you willing to admit to one of those if I dismiss the other one?
Yes, Your Honor.
We'll do 252141. So for 11 days credit, 11 days concurrent with the other case. $125 or 2 days. That'll just get run out. Back in November, were you homeless then?
Yeah. I just
Hand warmers and that kind of stuff is homeless behavior. But I'm troubled by this earlier R&O from earlier this year. Good morning, Sergeant Ball. Judge Middleton, could I see Nathan Deans in my courtroom? All right, thanks a lot. Bye. That'll take a few minutes to get him. Judge Pattison gave him 90 days. 604. That one allegedly occurred in April. And Matthew Barman and Brian Stuck and Aaron Moore. There was a competency exam.
Looks like that one stemmed also from his homelessness because he was in the Sturgis library sleeping.
I did that sentence. You already had 90 days credit after the evaluation. So I gave you 90 days credit, 90 days. Let you out of jail October in July. Mr. O'Bear, you got any thoughts on this case?
No, just the same as the court. It's his third attempt R&O conviction this year. He was also stealing. He's pled to 3 misdemeanors today, so that's the court to take all of those things into consideration.
Ms. Strong, what would you like me to know?
Thank you, Your Honor. This is the only case that is before the court today. His previous case from April is not before the court. I would ask the court to look at this individually and recognize that the retail fraud did stem from homelessness. He was stealing items attempting to steal items that were reflective of his homeless status. The R&O, while he recognized his role in it, he did pull away his arm and was taken to the ground by officers. I would ask the court to consider his status and his time spent in custody and make a sentence that is reflective of the facts and circumstance of this case.
Yes, it appears to be more of a stiffening up, kind of resisting rather than punching or fighting with officers. On the retail fraud charge, I'm going to order 11 days credit, 11 days, and then waive the fines and costs. Concur with the attempted R&O. On the attempted R&O charge, as Mr. O'Bear points out, it's the 3rd time this year you've been charged with this. Judge Noacker used to have a theory that if he didn't do a sanction, the cops would start taking their own sanction out on the street. Not good for anybody. I'm going to order 60 days jail, credit 11, leaving 49 days to serve. There will be good time calculated in there, but you're going to be warm and dry for the next 40 days or so. Fine is $0, $75 crime victims' rights fee, and a $50 state minimum fee, $125 or 2 additional days. You can't keep going to these places. You go there because that's where the stuff is. But you made such a nuisance of yourself, they barred you from both of the major retailers in town. And then you come, the cops got to deal with you. People get hurt, they get their fingers broken, or you get hurt. I'm going to give you some clean time and some warm and dry time. You'll get out sometime in January, Mr. Sisco. You're good to go. Josh, do you know anything about this afternoon's cases? I have a funeral to go to. They're Paul Gibson cases. We often don't know what's going on. I kind of gave him a hard time on the Dutch collar case because he hadn't looked at the videos or anything. You haven't had any contact with him since last week?
No, and Angelique emailed him about one of them. He was trying to get a hold of his client to see if there would be a plea, and we haven't heard back that he's been able to get a hold of that client.
All right, well, I'll be here either way, but I have a funeral to attend, so I might be late coming back.
When we set the two.
We set it for
Shelter
2
ones
o'clock.
At 2.
Okay, I should be okay for that.
The other ones are at 1 still.
Good morning, sir. Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Are you Nathan Deans?
Yes, sir.
Let me pull your file up here. I'm Judge Middleton. I'm here at the courthouse. Your lawyer, Casey Strong, is here with me, and Chief Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Joshua Robert. Your file number is 252360. Mr. Deans, you're charged with resisting, obstructing Officer Dylan Ware and Officer Nathan Johnson of the Sturgis Police Department as a fourth habitual offender, making those punishable by up to 15 years imprisonment. That allegedly occurred in Sturgis on November 17th. Mr. Robert, is there a plea offer here?
Yes, there's an offer today of 1 count of attempt R&O. I believe that he's going to enter a plea to that offer.
Ms. Strong, you agree?
Yes, Your Honor. I've spoken with my client. We've submitted an advice of rights, and he has indicated he will take that offer.
I have the advice of rights right here, which I greatly appreciate. All right, Mr. Deans, let's talk about this. The way it's charged as a habitual offender, it's punishable by up to 15 years in prison. It's not likely you'd get that, but that's the maximum, and it would change the sentencing guidelines. Prosecutors reduced it to a misdemeanor charge of attempting to resist or obstruct a police officer. Attempted to resist and obstructing is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
Are you going to plead to that charge?
Yes, sir.
Anybody threaten you to get you to do that?
No, sir.
Or promise you anything?
No, sir.
I believe you got holds on you from Kalamazoo County.
Yes, sir. Child support.
And you got some circuit court matters. You've been in custody for 14 days. Well, let's talk about this case. You're riding your bike on November 17th without any lights. So they pulled you over, but you knew you had some warrants out for your arrest. So did you try to ride away from the officers?
Yeah, I got nervous, sir. It was only an FTA warrant, but I got nervous, and I mean, I did have lights on my bike. He says I didn't. I had a backlight and a front light, but yes, sir, I did.
Well, anyway, at some point then you dropped your bike and took off, and then they had to chase you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Where do you live?
Village Manor.
Are you on the lease there?
No, my mom is. Well, I don't live in Village Manor, but I was on my way to Village Manor.
All right. Well, there's an issue there. If you're living off book, that could cause the other person some problems, but I'm just going to let Kalamazoo deal with you. Mr. Robert, you got any other input on this?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Deans, where did you last work?
I was working at, I think, Basin, the old VCI, I think the name of it is.
Okay. I'm gonna let you take care of your other problems. I'm gonna order 14 days credit, 14 days. You may be transferred to Kalamazoo. I'm gonna put the minimum allowable fine of $125 or 2 additional days. May take 2 days for them to come get you. You also have some circuit court matters, but I think Judge Stutzman is done with you. You had a show cause in front of Judge Stutzman. I think that's probably been taken care of. So you just have a hold from Kalamazoo.
Yes, sir.
Well, running away from the police is certainly attempted resisting, obstructing. If you just got arrested, you wouldn't have had to wait 14 days to get transferred to Kalamazoo. They're not going to give you any credit for this time, but there's a $125 fine or 2 additional days. They may hold you for 2 days before Kalamazoo comes and gets you. But you're good to go, Mr. Deans.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we did remarkably well, and thank you all, because I did have other conflicts. And Judge Patterson's probably enjoying this time at O'Hare Airport, sitting on the concourse. If anybody knows anything about this afternoon, let me know, but I'll be back by 2.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Don't know what happened to Brandon Ransbach. All right, I'm in good shape. I have to be there at 11. I got some time to take care of some other business. I will be back this afternoon. I may have prelims or some pleas.